Mike in Connecticut. He's been on hold a while. What's up, Mike?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Been listening for a long time.
Thank you.
First time I've called.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. So I got to make another point on the Judge thing, because I don't think Danny was trying to downplay it, but I've just been hearing a lot of callers recently, and everyone keeps arguing the point of Judge hasn't won a World Series, or, it doesn't matter until he does it in October. But I think what we're doing is we're downplaying history. Like we're downplaying something that has happened, if you exclude the steroid guys, twice, and it took 30-plus years for Maris to break Ruth's. It took, again, outplaying the steroid guys, 60 years for Judge to break Maris's. During that time, and I think Don brought it up yesterday, someone wins a World Series every year. 60 teams won a World Series. Countless hundreds of players won a World Series in the time that it took Judge to break Maris's record. So I think what we're doing is, or some fans are doing, is we're not appreciating how difficult it is and how incredible it is that Judge is doing this. And not only that he's doing it, but the fact that he's doing it 2 years after having broke the record previously. I think it's just insane.
I think it's very well put, and I think it's a smart take, and I think that people look at greatness and they don't want to accept greatness at face value. They want to be a yeah but. We're a yeah but society. Yeah but if he didn't get hurt last year, Don, it might be 3 years in a row where he did over 50 home runs, maybe even 60, because he was on his way to a great year last year. And he's having a great year now. So I'm not looking at the negativity. I am taking this in and going, this is a magnificent season he's having.
I am not going to be the guy that say championships don't mean anything. I think championships are what it's all about. I get that. But what is it about a championship that's special, Michael? Your team is the best in their respective sport. And for the entire offseason, you could take pride in that your team won the World Series. And you buy the hats, and you get the T-shirt, and you buy the DVD, and you just luxuriate in the 2024 Yankee championship. All right? But why can't you luxuriate in this? It's your favorite team. It's probably one of your favorite players. Yeah, you want to win a championship, but isn't this kind of cool, too, even if you don't? Now, if you want to tell me that if the Yankees do not win the championship, does it maybe take a little bit of the thrill out of the Judge experience? Maybe I could buy that. But for a caller and the guy Max and a couple other callers, it means nothing. I don't care about that. Then you don't know how to have any fun. You can't enjoy this. You can't say that one of my favorite players on my favorite team was able to do something that nobody's ever done before. Shouldn't that be close to a championship?
Even if they don't win, even if they got eliminated in the first round, you can't take away from the fact he might hit 65 home runs. It's two separate seasons. It's the postseason. They actually have a name for it. There's the regular season, and there's the postseason. If he hits 65 home runs and the Yankees don't win a playoff game, it takes nothing away. It takes something away from the season and the overall look, but it doesn't take one home run away from 65 if he hits 65 home runs.
It's funny because they say that it means nothing, yet every historical stat that any player ever collects is from the regular season.
Right.
All of Barry Bonds' home runs for the record, and Babe Ruth before him, were all regular season home runs. How many home runs did Alex Rodriguez? Was 696?
Yep.
All in the regular season. So how do you say it means nothing when careers are based on that? Now, I know the Yankee edict is championship or nothing, but this can't be fun too? To see something that you've never seen before. But if your team wins 84, let's say the Diamondbacks they win 84 games, win the World Series. Yeah, that's tremendous. But was there ever a moment during the course of the 162 games that any Diamondback player, any Diamondback fan could have had this much fun in what Aaron Judge is doing?
I just think it's a fundamental mental difference that you have if you've rooted for this team. Because for me, rooting for the teams that I root for hardest, as we know, because I'm a fraud elsewhere, the Commanders. The idea of them, they played let's say the Commanders played in the NFC Championship game as recently as the Yankees had played in the ALCS. I'd feel pretty good. I'd enjoy that. There doesn't seem to be any enjoyment.
Well,
now, in their defense, they've had some brutal losses to their current arch rival also. So I get that. That takes things down a peg.
Well, I think you're right about the Yankee aspect of it, because think about it. If this was Pete Alonso having this year, Met fans would not be saying, yeah, but. They would be reveling in it, as they should.
I think they would be. Yes.
Right? Because there's not that same expectation as the Yankee fan base.
Hey, let's look back to the movie 61. How much play did the championship come into anywhere in that movie? The entire movie was about Roger Maris and his race to the home run top. By the way, they won the World Series that year.
Right.
So again, nobody's gonna say the 61 World Series championship meant nothing, but it does acknowledge the fact that run to 61 was pretty big too. And in the grand scheme of things, the way history remembers it, was actually bigger than their championship. So I'm not gonna devalue championships. It's supposed to be important. And I know I get thrown back in my face. Well, you don't want to celebrate the Andy Chavez catch, and you don't want to celebrate the grand single by Robin Ventura. I'm not saying not celebrate it, but let's not hold it up as one of the greatest things in the world. It was a specific moment in a series that they lost. This is an entire season of watching a player do something we've never seen before, and you're not getting any enjoyment out of it.
Now, Boogie Collin is a great listener to the show. He writes, I can't believe my ears. Michael Kay just said if Judge hits 65 home runs and the Yankees don't win a postseason game, it doesn't take anything away. That's the sorriest bleep I've ever heard all day.
Well, what do you mean?
That it doesn't take anything away. It doesn't.
How would it take anything away?
He thinks that it doesn't count because they didn't win a playoff.
You think that to who?
I guess to Boogie Collin.
To Boogie Collin, but to the history books, no one will ever mention what happened with the Yankee season.
Right. Yeah, when you open up the history books in 50 years and you see
asterisk,
he hit 65 home runs, you're not going to ask did they win this that year. You're not. You're going to say, wow, 65 home runs.
Now,
but it's the sorriest bleep he's heard.
But now the Warriors breaking the record for wins in a regular season and not winning, that kind of does take it away from the team aspect.
I agree with
that. But
if
Curry had averaged 100 points a game during the course of the season and didn't win, then what Curry didn't happen?
If the Yankees in '98 won 114 regular season games and didn't win the World Series, it meant nothing. Just like it meant nothing in 2001, Don, when the Seattle Mariners won 116 and got knocked out by the Yankees. Because as a team, you're trying to win a World Series. As an individual, it does not take away one of his 65 home runs if that's what he ends up with. Sorry, it doesn't.